Good day, everybody. This is Calxiyn here, and if you guys enjoy this video, you should subscribe for more RWBY videos, and you should check out the Patreon if you guys want to see our reaction to episode 1 early, and our future reactions early as well. They are early every Saturday. So, we are talking about the mystery of the two bar owner lesbians.
I love how it's a mystery. We don't know these women. We know basically nothing about these women, but we know they're gay. We're positive about that.
I'm just saying, I'm pretty positive. But yeah, there are two women that are in the background, and you see them, like, constantly in this episode.
They never comment on them.
They don't say anything about them,
There's
right?
no, like, real markings on them at all.
And so...
But for some reason, they're just constantly in the... I don't even know what they were...
area of focus. They're just so distracting,
They were bigger in the scene than, like, RWBY and Yang and the important characters that were actually in the room.
Yeah,
I don't even know what they were talking about.
Like, I posted it on Twitter,
on
and, like, some people, there's a small percentage of people who think it's just a decoration. Whatever, it's just art, it's just background, it's just ambiance, you know? But here's the thing, okay? Like, even fucking Vex Viewer thinks that these two women are relevant somehow, and they were trying to get us to focus on them in the background. So it's like, I just feel like that we're at a consensus, just based on everyone I've talked to, we are at a consensus that these two women must have some sort of thing going on, and we're gonna find it out later.
What if this is like
this is
season
the Atlas
8
Ball?
Atlas Ball?
This is
Everyone was convinced that it was gonna be an Atlas Ball.
And he's just watching this video and he's like, why do they think the lesbians are important? Why do they think the lesbians are Cinder's mom? Like,
why do they think the lesbians are important has probably been a question a lot of writers have asked themselves as of late.
Dear.
Well, like, or it's gonna be like the big shopping scene. Everyone thought that was gonna happen. Never happened.
This is
totally irrelevant. It was like, oh,
the writers are just like, why is this happening again? But here are our ideas, okay? Because we have a couple ideas, and some of these are like mine, and some of these are like fandom things. So some people legitimately think that this is Cinder's mom, and that this is the bar she was scrubbing in. But we checked, and the bar has tiled. Can you put wood over tiled flooring? Yes, but I don't think it's Cinder's mom.
No, you don't put wood over the tiling.
No, tile over the wood.
You rip up the wood,
right,
and then you put the tiling down.
Yeah, somebody said that you could put wood over tile or something like that.
You know, it's also been like 10 years. People switched the floor.
Yeah, and some people are saying they could have switched the floor. Is this Cinder's mom?
I don't think it's
Cinder's mom.
I don't think Cinder's from Atlas. Regardless of how you feel about her origin story, I don't think that happened.
Here's the legit ones, okay?
Okay, legit. There's no legit ones.
Here are the legit theories, okay? So here's what we got. We have 3 ideas. And they're all basically Happy Huntress ideas, right?
Yes.
So the idea is that this is like the Happy Huntress hideout. Yes. It has been the hideout for quite some time, and that these are former Happy Huntresses on the wall, because they aren't the only ones. There are other pictures of people, but it's just so blurry that we aren't able to tell like who they are. Some people thought that it was like one of those Atlas recruitment posters in the bar. I'm not sure. But some people think that there are multiple different pictures of multiple people, right?
Yes, because there's the second picture that's not of the lesbians, which I think looked like a white Fang photo.
Yeah, and so that's what Hunter sort of said about that, and that's when people were saying, like, oh, that's just Atlas military recruitment. I don't know. Like,
you think that the Happy Huntresses would put down the propaganda?
Like, yeah, exactly,
bar, right?
And so it's possible that, like, this was just an empty bar and the Happy Huntresses, you know, took it over, like, yesterday. You know what I'm saying? It's possible that it was just an empty bar from the people that are escaping, but I don't think that that makes sense, because the Happy Huntresses must have a home base. Even before all this, right? They must have had a home base. So I feel like that this is probably their home base, like, instead of just some random abandoned bar that they found in the last episode. You understand what I'm saying? There's a big difference between that. But in terms of the photos, people think it could be former Happy Huntresses. It could be a sign that the Happy Huntresses and the White Fang are working together.
That was my idea. I had a belief when we talked about it in our predictions for Volume 8 video we did, was that we will meet like someone related to Sienna Khan.
You keep saying that. I think it's more likely just some white Fang person.
She might be tangentially related to Sienna Khan, or she'll just be totally unrelated to Sienna Khan and is just a white Fang person.
Yeah.
And maybe that was like the non-cat-eared woman is like a proto-Happy Huntress. Or maybe they work together.
Yeah, something like that. I don't think it's gonna be like, oh my god, Sienna Khan's sister, because like again, we said in that video, but like Adam wasn't related to Sienna, and he was sent to manage the Veil branch. So whoever runs the White Fang there is probably not directly related, but just someone who led the White Fang. And so that could be representative of like the White Fang having merged with the Happy Huntresses like for support and unity and stuff. And that's an idea I had to like improve Robyn's character that I put in my Robyn rewrite video that I never released. So how would you guys know that? But I have the video script, so I did say it. But yeah, so some people are thinking these are just former Happy Huntresses. They are just, memorializing our comrade type of situation. Here's what I think. I think that these are either Robyn's gay moms or this is Robyn's sister. Okay? And I'm leaning more towards sister. And there's also another element of this, but we'll talk about it in a minute. So I think that the sister thing, like, that looks like Robyn. I know they don't have the same hair color, but when I saw the face, I was like, this is a Robyn face. Could it be they're just reusing faces because that's how the background character
There was also a background character in the slum that looked a lot like Forrest.
And so, like, it's one of those things, right? But I think that sister would be interesting, and you sort of have this idea, and I said this on Twitter, but my current theory is that that is Robyn's sister. She died for the cause, the Happy Huntress cause, or she was the former leader of the Happy Huntresses, and that is why Robyn basically pulled out of school, if that makes sense. Like, remember how they said, like, oh, she was in Atlas Academy, so-and-so, and she had such a bright future, but instead, like, she did the thing and became a Happy Huntress? Like, what if that's why she decided not to go into the military, because her sister, sort of left this legacy, and she would have to sort of, go fill it, and all that sort of stuff. And the reason why I'm leaning towards sister is because of Robyn being around Crow this volume. And I don't think that, Robyn and Crow are going to get romantic, but I think that they are going to have a bromance situation, and it would be sort of interesting, especially if Robyn and Tai Yang pop up later in the volume, for there to be a parallel created between Robyn's relationship with her sister, as well as Crow's relationship with his sister, and how he sort of feels about Raven. Because when you think about it, the Happy Huntresses are a tribe. They're not a bandit. Well, I mean, they are kind of. But they're not like a Raven-esque tribe. But at the same time, you could sort of think of this idea of Robyn and Crow both being raised in this, bandit lifestyle. This, like merry men lifestyle. Outlaw lifestyle. And then them bonding over that fact. Them bonding over having a sibling. And maybe siblings with different ideologies and stuff like that. Because Raven compared to Crow and all of that sort of stuff. And maybe it could be possible that Robyn's sister was a lot more, I don't know, like
supportive,
strict or something strict not in terms of like her, like to each other, but I mean strict in her beliefs, a bit more extreme, maybe. Like say Robyn's sister was a bit more extreme compared to Robyn, but maybe it's gonna be one of those things where, like, Crow is like, oh yeah, like, I always thought my sister was crazy, and then I found out the truth about Osmond, right? Like, maybe they won't say that per se, but it'll be that sort of theme, like, I used to think my sister was crazy for being such, an extreme person, but now seeing what Ironwood's doing, I see she was right. And Crow's like, yeah, I feel that about my sister, because Raven was right about Ozpin, and, like, no one wanted to admit that, or at least I don't think so. Right? Like, Raven knew the truth, and everyone just sort of ignored her. Like, I feel like Crow didn't believe her, and Ty didn't believe her, and all that sort of stuff, because she seems to have known, but they didn't seem to listen. Right, they didn't heed her warning, I guess you could say, right, about Ozpin being sketchy, and, like, there is no way to beat Salem and all that stuff. Like, Crow didn't really believe that until Jin told him, even though his own sister may have previously told him, like, we don't know, right? And so it's one of those things where I could see that being sort of the parallel in the relationship. I think that would be interesting to draw a parallel. In terms of it being her mom, I feel like it could be the same, like, legacy thing, like, this is what her mom's left behind for her, and so now she's taking up the mantle.
That would be interesting. If, like, she maybe owned that bar and it was a place for, like, community organization. And what if it was, like, firebombed by the SDC and that's why it's destroyed?
Or the military?
Yeah. That would be an interesting.
There's also the Faunus element that's interesting, too, because, like, we theorize, like, about Robyn being a Faunus, but, like, I mean, I don't know if, like, okay, so with Faunus, if you have 2 Faunus parents, you get a random trait, where if you have 1 Faunus, 1 human parent, or 2 Faunus of the same type, you will get that type. So if she was Fox Lady's daughter, she would, unless it was with another Faunus, she would have fox ears, or a tail or something, but we've always seen Robyn as, like, a bird, which, again, is a little cliche of it, but she looks more like the eyepatch lady, compared to her looking like the fox lady. So it's possible that, you know, Robyn's mom had her and then, like, married, like, this woman, and that's her, like, you know, her adoptive mom, if that makes sense, right? That's how I would see the relationship.
It could have been maybe that, like, I mean, we don't know much about their family. What if, like, the Happy Huntresses were all orphans and then these were their adopted mothers?
Yeah, maybe. That's so cute. I really like that. Yeah, so eye patch. Here's where we get interesting, okay?
No.
Some people think that lady...
She's a pirate.
No, is a silver-eyed warrior in the photo, and it's really hard to tell because the lighting in the room is very blue and very dark, and so I tried to color it in Photoshop. Like, I tried to, like, eyedrop tool it, but I honestly can't tell. Like, it's giving me a sort of, like, blue in between, like, silver and, like, a lighter shade of blue, but I feel like the lighting in the room is fucking that up, so we would have to see the photo in its original integrity without any of the light, if that makes sense, without any of the room lighting, to see if she has silver eyes. But her having an eye patch makes me a little suspicious. Like, what if, you know, Salem or someone attacked her and she got away, and, like, she lost an eye, because it's, like, all that Maria stuff, because an eye patch is a weird, random thing to give a background character who doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Like, like, it could just be like, oh yeah, give this character an eye patch. I can do whatever I want with her, right? Like, on one hand, it's one of those things where, oh, well, these characters won't be important, so why not give her an eye patch, right? Like, as an artist, I could see them just making them look cool, because they're gonna be in the background, but on the other hand, why go through the effort, or I guess it would be more effort to draw an eye patch, or would it be less? Because
I don't know.
You don't have to draw the other eye. I don't know.
Alternatively, like, we see this again in the episode where Yang stumbles upon someone's suitcase and we see a photo of these 3 friends.
Yeah.
And so what if it's just like, it's just showing all the faces of the people who have died in Mantle. Like, these were the owners of the bar. Now they're presumed dead.
The eye patch.
These are these photos of these strangers on the street. They're presumed dead.
I know. The strangers on the street one, though, like, I feel like that was much more
poignant,
obvious, because it was somebody's suitcase and it fell out of the suitcase. But this is in the back of the Happy Hunters bar, and she has an eye patch. So why? Because she's a silver-eyed warrior. That's why. So yeah, that's it. That's all I think. Maybe that's why Robyn's sister, because people have had the theory, and, like, we don't know if this is true, but people have had the theory that if you're a silver-eyed warrior, you have a natural biological, like, inclination to rescue people and save people and stuff like that.
Maybe that would make sense. We've had that theory, foster mom
and stuff like that. So it would make sense if either Robyn's sister or Robyn's mom or whatever started the Happy Huntresses, because that would be sort of the deep feelings of, like, wanting to help people and be a hero and, like, protect people, like, protect the city of Mantle from the Grimm. It would make sense for a silver-eyed warrior to feel more that way than a regular huntress, I guess you could say, right? So yeah, I don't know. I hope that we find, if we get to the end of the volume and, like, you know, Miles and Carrie or whoever are like, yeah, by the way, guys, like, that photo didn't mean anything. I don't know what you got, because, like, they've talked about it before. Like, they've talked about the shopping montage, I think, on Talk RWBY to me, and how they were just so confused that people got carried away with that. And, like, just some other things, like, they denied the theory of that scientist lady being Cinder's mom. So I feel like we're, like, 0 for 2, like, people in photographs being related to someone when you think about it, because that photo of Cinder's mom and then this photo, it's just a photo, guys. It's just a photo. But I don't know. I feel like it's important. They wanted us to see it. I think so. Anyway.
Unless they appear later or that you see them... I
feel like we'll get, like, Robyn backstory in order to bond and relate with Crow, but maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe we'll see, we talked about the White Fang showing up to help the people of Mantle, so maybe we'll see them there and they'll be minor back.
Like, every day that passes, I'm less and less sure that the White Fang are going to be relevant. But anyway, I do agree, Hunter, so yeah. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. This was fun to just, like, talk about. Like, this may not even be... a thing.
One of the most superfluous videos we've ever made, and that's saying something.
15 minutes. What are you gonna do? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. We will see you guys later. Bye, guys.